When you graduate from Dalhousie, your record usually shows that you spent your time here, and here, and maybe even here. But wouldn't it be nice to get credit for going to the places where you cannot get a grade?
Here.
Or here. Or here. Or here.
For the first time ever, Dalhousie students can receive an official document that recognizes your experiences.
For me personally, I did a few taping courses in high school, and I had an injury myself, so I spent a lot of time in a clinic and working on rehab. Being a part of the team, mostly the girls have really accepted me into the team, and it's like a family. You just feel really welcomed, and it makes all the hard work worth it. It's nice to see that the stuff we do outside of the classroom is appreciated.
Gandhi said, the greatest way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And people do a lot of finding of themselves at university and every day of their life, regardless of where they are. And so much is learned outside of the classroom. And I feel like the CCR, what I understand it to be, is that it's going to be an inclusive, encompassing, holistic transcript of what you've really learned at Dalhousie. Not about marks, but what you've really learned. And there's some things you can't teach in a classroom, like enthusiasm and energy and commitment and things like that. I think that I found out more about myself by giving of myself to other people, or losing myself in the service of other people, and I've gotten to get so much back from that.
Well, I think that it's important to remember that when students are involved in things within the university, it can take a toll on your academics, but you get so much out of being involved. You should take advantage of that. Figure out what you're interested in, figure out what you want to be a part of, and then talk to student leaders that are already involved, and there's always going to be a place for everybody who comes to Dalhousie. There's going to be a place for them in student life.
I think it's something about having the opportunity to kind of create your own community, right? Here we are at Dal, 17,000 students, and it's kind of like a little microcosm of the world.
The Co-Curricular Record covers a wide range of students. It can be leadership, it can be awards, it can be that you have attended a workshop, or it can be athletics, and it can be volunteerism, etc. Well, it may sound like cliche, but it's the people that you work with that makes you appreciate what you are doing. One of the most important things that we've been working on is just to build a community around our students. First and foremost, community makes you feel that you are not alone. And that's a fundamental human desire, to be not alone.
For me, for med school, they look at all the volunteer work and the co-curricular work you were involved in as a part of the selection process. So there's your GPA, your MCAT, and then afterwards it's, have you done volunteer work? Have you volunteered at a hospital? Have you done fun stuff? Have you been involved in sports? They want to see very well-rounded people. And I believe that's the same for other post-secondary educations like law school and stuff like that.
What do I see? I see an officially represented document that tells me the skill development of this student from the moment they entered university. What employers are really looking for when they're asking interview questions, when you're talking to them, they're looking for examples of when you've demonstrated the skills that they're looking for. And on this document, I would be able to read that. I get it. Tuition was expensive when I went to university. I worked 3 jobs at one point, and that had a lot to do with why I didn't engage. But there's opportunities, in our office. If you become a volunteer here, we're only asking for 2 hours a week. And through that, you get an entire year of skill development.
I was a mother of 3. I was working full-time, and I was also in school full-time. It's very empowering to be able to balance, and it is when you combine a lot of things, that's when you are able to balance, and that also helps you mentally to be able to be accountable to yourself and to the people around you.
I hope that this will benefit a lot of students and that it'll encourage more students to get involved. The university is saying, yes, we know that if you get involved, it will improve your overall experience, and we know that you're more likely to succeed if you're active on campus. And we also want to let you know as a student that the university values that experience. It's really important, and we want to recognize your accomplishments. And hopefully that will encourage you to do even more.
Well, my message for new students is get engaged, and we'll recognize it. That's part of the Dalhousie tradition.